Isn't it the worst when your mom's like, I'm going to go to the beach and eat your cannoli without you? It's like,
yes.
Why are you even my mother?
So Brandon, I heard a rumor going around.
What is this rumor?
I didn't know if it was true. You've never played any Legend of Zelda games.
Who told you that?
So you know what it means, right? When you haven't played a popular series and everyone else pretty much has here.
I just don't deserve to be here.
That means you get to tell us about Legend of Zelda.
Would you like me to fix the microphone for you, producer? Is it a little low?
It's a little low. You're too
I'm too tall.
Hold
Hold on, I gotta...
where's my phone?
Legend of Zelda, yes. So I'm very uncultured. I don't really enjoy things that other people enjoys. I can't English. I grew up with PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360, so I didn't really get to play a lot of the things that these nerds like to play. I did play Breath of the Wild, but a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's not a real Zelda game because it's, new. And good Zelda games are old ones. When Majora's Mask came out on the 3DS, I played an hour of that. That was fun until I got bored. And yeah, that's my Zelda experience.
Tell us about the Zelda timeline.
From what I hear, real quick, am I addressing the camera or am I addressing the producer here? I'm kind of new to this format.
Camera.
I would
Camera.
say camera.
Camera. So, camera, it's nice to see you today. You look very pretty. Your eye is gorgeous, as always. The Zelda timeline, it's kind of like, so there's young, I think the first one, the very first Legend of Zelda, is young Zelda, I'm such an idiot. I started out being the stereotypical guy who calls Link Zelda. That wasn't even planned. Anyways, Link, in the first one, I'm not sure if Link is old or young. The very first one where they're like, oh, it's dangerous to go alone, take these. And they give this kid a sword and the shield and freaking bombs. I'm not giving a child a hand grenade. Like, are you stupid? Like, no. Anyways, Link gets the sword and he goes around, he chops up bad guys who he presumes to be bad guys. You don't actually really know if they're bad guys, but anyways, these could not even be bad guys. They could just be misunderstood. And Link goes around and literally chops them in half. He should not have that kind of availability to that kind of weaponry. Only skilled, trained professionals, like my good friend Mooney, should have access to that kind of weaponry.
So, Brandon, could you explain how to control the game using this?
First, you take the shoe, you throw it back at Joe, because it probably smells, and then you get the real controller for the game. The sails. I just killed Brian. He literally ruffled. He literally rolled on the floor laughing. Anyways, you take the sails, your trusted dog. You have to make sure you hit the sync button, which is right there. You boop the snoot, boop. The way you actually play the game is you have to hold the dog in the best position. I usually put my 3 fingers in the front here and each finger on either side, and I grab the joystick and I give it a waggle around. Then you flick the ears if you want to attack. It's really immersive.
So, Brandon, pick 5 Zeldas.
Games or the princesses?
Yes.
Okay.
And rate them from worst to best.
I don't even know if I know 5
All
Zeldas.
right.
Worst would have to be the one for the Wii. That's what is that? Legend of Zelda Sword and Shield. Yeah, so Sword and Shield is going to be first. Then you have, what's the boat one with the red lion? Legend of Zelda Bodhi Experience. Third will have to be what's the Link Brotherhood one where there's actually 3 Links in one? Link, the try experience. But like T-R-I, not T-R-Y, because he's not actually trying, but he's a try. There's 3 of us. That one would probably have to be next because when I worked at GameStop, I used to sell it, so I had to know a little bit about it, but honestly, I retained none of that information. Fourth would probably have to be the original one, just because if I didn't put that higher up in the list, I'd probably get murdered in the comments.
What's it called?
Legend of Link. And then lastly is going to be Breath of the Wild because it's just a superior game. It's probably the best game on the Switch.
And do you think the Zelda Philips CDI games are canon and why?
Of course they're canon. All of the games are canon, right? It's one very even, very obvious, and very understanding timeline.
Brandon.
Yes.
Are you so hungry you could eat an Octorok?
Yes!
So, Brandon, how would you rate the game?
I would rate the game.
Which game, though?
How would I rate Legend of Zelda? TM. I would rate it. That's a tricky one. Because there's so many, right? There's so many different genres. So if we go based off of game rating averages, there's going to be lows and there's going to be highs that are going to skew the results. So if we do this like a mathematical equation, we take the highest numbers and the lowest numbers and the medium numbers and we add them all up into, You divide them by the amount of numbers that we have. How many numbers do we even? How many games are there? There's probably like 13 games. So you take the highest and lowest in the middle, and you add them all up, and you divide them by 13, and then you take the red and the blue and the green flowers, right? You add them together and get the black flowers. You come back, your average out number is this. Yeah, I think Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was an amazing game. All of the other ones, though, from what I hear, are good or bad or ugly or, you know, maybe I'll play them, I probably won't. Let's be honest. Roast me in the comments because I haven't played any of them and I hear a lot of the logics. If you guys really like this video, feel free to hit the like button down below. Make sure you comment because we love engaging with you guys. You can also find our Patreon in the description if you guys want to help us out. That would be greatly appreciated. And we do have merch as well if you want to hit the merch shelf. Ring that bell, you know, all the other YouTube language. And in the wise words of Joe, but from Australia, g'day, mates.